Hello, my friends. Good morning. I'm in my house, and I'm so proud of this. I had to show you. I showed you 3 weeks ago. I think it was September 19th. So actually, it's 4 weeks ago that I harvested my sweet potatoes. And if you go back, you can see where I harvested them, and then I made a video on drying them on a rack, and then using a few, showing you how I go ahead and take some of the slips and get new ones started. And I had a friend who said, it was Rick from Bar Chuckin', Gardening with Bar Chuckin', that he takes his little ones and he goes ahead and gets those started, and that's what he uses to start his new ones. And at the same time, I belong to another group, and it's not anyone YouTube, it's just a bunch of friends who are gardeners. And that friend, his name happens to be Patrick. He's not our Patrick, the worm farmer, but he's Patrick the gardener. And he said that he does not use any of the little ones like this. He said if you plant those, you won't get sweet potatoes. And I think what he meant was, if you plant this is not going to grow any bigger. It's going to send down roots, and those roots will then produce sweet potatoes. But I'm not sure exactly what he meant. But what I probably will do is just break these off, and they get to be a nice size, and let them root, and then I will go ahead and add those to my collection. And I'll take you outside and show you what has been happening. But anyway, I had some sweet potatoes, and don't you love this guy? That's good old Terrence the turkey, and he's Tom Turkey's cousin. Terrence, he doesn't get eaten, he just gets left on the table. Anyway, I had some sweet potatoes, and I harvested just over 6 pounds, about almost 6.5 pounds this year. So that was nice. And we've been eating them. They were very good. This is just a potato that I got from my local grocery store, Publix. And I started them 2 years ago. I think this was my second harvest, might be my third harvest. And so I've just taken slips and put them back in the ground, and then gotten more sweet potatoes. And they're the next generation, and then the next generation. Anyway, I've always made pumpkin pie from Libby's pumpkin pie mix. Not mix, but the actual pumpkin pie in a can. And but you had to add eggs, canned milk, let's see, 2 eggs, can of canned milk, sugar. I don't have a can, so I'm trying to do this from memory. I think it's 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and then it was like a tablespoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon. I'm sorry, a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves or allspice, that sort of thing. So I thought, well, I bet I had a can of evaporated milk, and let me try to do that. So I did, and I took the sweet potatoes that I had already cooked, and I made a whole big batch of them. And so what I had left over was just about a cup and a half, which would be like a 14-ounce can. So I mashed that and used, actually I threw in some bourbon, which, that's always going to make it taste good. And not a lot, like, a shot glass, 2 tablespoons is an ounce, and that's a shot glass. And added that, and then put it through the my Oster, what is it? Like a blender, and made it smooth. Then added the milk, a couple eggs, and And then all the spices. And I mean, I really loaded up on the spices. I added a lot of cinnamon and a lot of ginger and a lot of, well, not as much nutmeg and cloves because they can be pretty intense. And it made this pie, and then it would have made another pie, but I wanted to do like a crustless pie. And then also, instead of adding all sugar, because Rick's diabetic, I added a half a cup of Splenda, and then maybe a third of a cup of sugar, and so it made this pie, and then it made another container, a little ramekin that I have that's like a good 2 cup. And so it would have probably made close to a second pie, but I did it without the crust. And so it was really healthy, you know. And the way I served it is we have sugar-free syrup that we use, you know, on our pancakes or waffles if we have those. And so I just did, you know, like a drizzle on top, and then I have walnuts that are, you know, raw walnuts, and I put those on top so that it had just a little bit of crunch to it. Walnuts are real good for, they're high in omega-3, and they're good for your heart and good for you. And so we had that as our dessert, and that substituted the crust. But boy, was that delicious. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I was real pleased. I wanted to show you this. I thought that was real cool that although when you're normally making a pumpkin pie, and you put that in, you know, the recipe is that it's 425 Fahrenheit for the first 15 minutes, and that gets the egg and milk really cooking. And then you turn it to 350 for, I think it's an extra 45 minutes. Well, that was how I set it. After a half hour, it was already starting to split. So I think that the sweet potatoes don't have the same amount of liquid in them that when you buy a, you know, canned pumpkin, because canned pumpkin is normally really a squash of some sort. So but I wanted to walk you outside. I wanted to show you what's happening out there. Hang on. Okay, so here I am. I'm out in the backyard, and I planted these 2 weeks ago. And you can see, I mean, they were just tiny. They were just, you know, like a couple leaves, and that was it. And this one I planted also, and you can see that they're coming up. They seem to be holding. And remember, we've gone through 2 hurricanes, and so I'm just amazed that they've stayed so well. I didn't dig these up. I suppose I could go back and see if there's any sweet potatoes under there, but I don't know. Maybe later. And that was it. That's all I wanted to show you. Say goodbye to Chom Turkey's cousin, and I think a little Cool Whip or Ready Whip or whipped cream or something, you know, will taste really good on this. They do have a fat-free Ready Whip that's, you know, like 10 calories for a squirt. So I think we'll be able to maybe have a little piece now and then. We have some neighbors who have company, and maybe we will share with them. Take care, everybody. I hope you guys have a really great day. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.